Hey y'all, sorry for the massive delay between part 1 and 2, but if you haven't seen part 1, you might want to check it out first. Not necessary, but this video will make a bit more sense if you haven't skipped the first one. But anyway, I'm Phil Choff, welcome to my channel. Here I review and share homebrew content made by other creators along with myself. Today we'll be talking about the rest of the Blood Magic Volume 1 and 2 made by XPtoLevel3. Both of the subclasses featured in this video share the name Blood Magic, one Sorcerer's origin and one arcane tradition. Starting with Volume 1 Sorcerer, a secretive tradition that unlocks the potential within a soon-to-be blood mage through teaching, ritual, or even those who survive blood magic and live to regret it. At first level, you get Blood Cast. At the cost of 1d4 HP per spell slot, you can empower a non-cantrip spell by 1 level, a number of times equal to your charisma modifier. If you watched the last video, you already know I love self-damage effects, and this subclass does a very good job at using it in an interesting way, this ability being no exception. Also at first level, you get Surgical Recovery. When you cast a leveled spell, you can use your bonus action to gain temporary hit points equal to the level of the spell. In case you didn't know, temporary hit points don't stack in 5e, so this is a rather minor benefit. It would be nice if it were on a wizard or a druid who occasionally struggles to use bonus actions, but frankly sorcerers just always have something better to do. At 6th level you get Spell Siphon. When you reduce a creature to 0 hit points, you can regain 1 sorcery point, a number of times per day equal to your charisma modifier. This does a great job at giving that magic vampire feel, and it works really well with the theme, but it's a little bit on the weak side. Level 14, you get Ichor Offering. At the end of a long rest, you gain one of 3 conditions. Gain HP and lose AC, gain spell attack at the cost of HP, or gain AC at the cost of your spell attack bonus. This is incredibly powerful, but that isn't necessarily a bad thing. For example, the 3rd level spell Fireball does damage on par with most 5th level spells. However, its large radius serves as its greatest weakness, given the right circumstances. The drawbacks on this ability can act in a very similar way. Minus 3 AC is tolerable until you get ambushed. At 18th level, you gain Sorcerer's Sacrifice. Once a day, you can use your bonus action to commit die and take 18 to 20 d6 damage. In exchange, you refill all missing spell slots. So damn cool. But I must admit it's a bit niche. Missing a lot of slots and having a lot of HP is far more common for clerics, druids, and bards, but holy this is still rad. I give the Blood Magic Sorcerer's origin an 8 out of 10. It's really cool and well thought out, though a few of its abilities feel like they were made as standalones and adapted to fit into the class. On to the wizard. Even those without a natural proclivity for blood magic can still master this ancient technique through study and practice. Just FYI, as written, this subclass is the most catastrophically broken thing I've seen in a while, so let's get into it. At 2nd level you get Dark Embrace, which allows you to add your intelligence modifier to the damage and temp HP from blood magic spells. There's one big issue with this ability that you may have spotted if you watched the last video. There are no blood magic spells that grant temporary hit points. You also get Sanguine Sacrifice. When you cast a spell without a range of self, you can spend 1d4 max HP per spell level instead of a spell slot, maxing out at 5th level spells. This is very powerful, and it definitely makes this subclass the most consistent wizard subclass by itself. However, the maximum HP reduction effect is a fair limiter as long as you don't allow any magical effects to bypass the rest requirement. At 6th level you get Vital Protection, which gives +1 to +3 armor class for 1 round after you deal damage with a wizard spell. This is also rather strong, but it isn't broken. Side note here, even though the flavor text gives a good enough explanation, I still think this isn't very thematically satisfying. 10th level is when this subclass breaks. Siphon Vigor. When you target a creature with blood magic, you can use a free action to make a spellcasting ability check against a DC of 10 plus the target's Constitution saving throw bonus. On a success, you deal 6d6 necrotic damage and gain temporary hit points equal to the damage dealt, which can be used instead of your max HP to cast spells. Oh, and also, if the target's damaged, you have advantage on the check. Okay, let's break this down. If you were to cast Blood Thickening, a 3rd level spell that gives vulnerability to a damage type of your choice, select necrotic damage, and then use this ability to deal an average of 42 damage every round, granting the same amount of temporary hit points, which can be used to do this again, refreshing the temporary hit points at the cost of 10 hit points. Without a limiter, this allows infinite HP and spell slots below 5th level. This is a lesson to all DMs out there. Read any homebrew your players want to use carefully before allowing it at your table, even if it's from a well-known creator. Finally, we come to 14th level, where you get Blood Magic Expert, which allows you to cast 2 leveled spells on the same turn, as long as you have the actions and spell slots to do so. This once again has a fatal flaw. There are no bonus action blood magic spells. So despite the elaborately worded ability, this might as well read you can cast a leveled spell with a casting time of a bonus action when you cast a blood magic spell with your action, and it would be functionally identical. Pedantics aside, this is cool. This very much feels like a wizard's approach to the quicken spell meta magic, which I like a lot. Though I like a lot of the abilities within this subclass more than the Sorcerer, as written, it just isn't playable. The rank is Shaltir Bloodfallen Slaughtering Adventurers. Thanks for watching the video. Check out Jacob's Patreon. He's got lots of great content over there, producing new packs all the time. And let me know what you want to see next in the comments.